Page number 10. We're going to start chanting. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Yam mangalam dwadasai jaindayesu sadevaka Sutta nadika chandi athade sanja mangalam Desidam dewa devena sabba baba vinasanam Sabha loka hidataya mangalam tampanamahi Evam me sudam ekam samayam Bhagava savatiyam viharati Chedawane anata bindika sa arame Atha akho anyadara devada abhikantaya radiya Abhikanta wana kevala kapam chedawanan obasadawa Yena bhagava tenupasangami upasangamaidawa bhagavanta abhivaditawa Egamanda athasi Egamanda tidakho sadevada Bhagavanta kataya ajabasi Bahudeva manusaja mangalani ajaindayo Agankha mana suttanam bruhi mangala muddamam Asevana ja balanam panditanam ja sevana Puja ja puja neyanam edam mangala muddamam Padirupa desawa soja Baubeja kata punyata Ada sama banidija edam mangala muddamam Baho sajanja saibanja Vinayoja susekhido Subha sitaja yawaja edam mangala muddamam Mada bidu upatanam Buddha darasa sanghaho Anagula ja gamanda edam mangala muddamam Dhananja dhammajariya ja nyadagananja sanghaho Anavajani gamani edam mangala muddamam Aradi viradi baba majabana ja sanyamo Abhamado ja dhammesu edam mangala muddamam Karawoja niwa doja sandotija kadanyuda Kalena dhamma savanam edam mangala muddamam Khandija sovaja sada samanananja dasanam Kalena dhamma sagacha edam mangala muddamam Taboja brahmachariyanja ariya sajjana dasana Nibbana sachikriyaja edam mangala muddamam Bhuddhasa loka dhammehi Jaitan Yasa Nakampati Asokan Virajan Khemam Etam Mangala Muddamam Eda Disani Gadawana Sabata Maparajita Sabata Sotain Gachandi Dante Sam Mangala Muddamam Mangala Sutta Neti Dam Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Page number 59. Virajan. Stainless. Being stainless is life-size blessing, or to have the mind which is undefined, or which is undefined, which is stainless, the same meaning. It's a life-size blossom. Arhat's mind is free from dust, because it is devoid of lust, hatred, and delusion. So yesterday, I give you an example like a snake that has no more poisons. Those who have given up greed don't get greedy even when provoked. Greed falls of them like a drop from a lotus leaf. Those who have given up hate don't get angry even when provoked. Hate falls of them like a palm leaf from a stem. Those who have given up delusion don't get deluded even when provoked. They banish all delusion. As the rising sun, the dark. You can notice that when you are reading about this paragraph or this point, is this the way to pay respect to the state of the Arahant, or the nature of the Arahant, who has washed away all the mental defilements, and also who has gained their own final liberation. It is simply about describing the nature of the Arahant, or the state of freedom from more attachment, the state of freedom from more mental defilements, from more the robust state of mind. And the next one, Cayman. You can notice that when there is purity, no need. Naturally, freedom, the state of freedom from more from more dangers. This naturally happens. So we just need to have purity or purification. Purity is the nature of freedom, one's own liberation, which is called Nibbana in Pali or Nirvana Sanskrit. Actually, the way to practice is service. The way to practice is service. What purifies? Makasaja, the Noble Eightfold Path. And also, its outcome is, or its result is, purity. One's own liberation in every single moment. The systematic process of gradual purification, gradually taking place, or taking energy, spiritual energy, and also material energy. Morally healthy, morally blameless, commendable. And able to support to growth of spiritual attainment, spiritual qualities, or spiritual purity. Just the state of spiritual purity. That has no more poisonous of mind, poisonous of mind, unwholesome state, as well as a wholesome state. Because of final liberation at hand, like a snake that has no more poison. Just stay still. Their life is anywhere, anytime. Wherever they go, wherever they are. No more agusala, no more kusala. No more kusala, no more kusala. Are you, that point is you already familiar with it, the chanting, the starting point of chanting in the evening, every day. Sugadam, sugadam, sit down, kusalam, kusalam, jaham. This point, kusalam, kusalam. Kuso, kusala, akusala, both of them, jaham, already removed, abandoned by means of makasatya. By means of makasatya, the Noble Eightfold Path. The path is mature. When the path is mature, with the mental eyes, which is called wisdom and knowing, and seeing, knowing and seeing. There has no more akusala, unwholesome, and no more kusala, wholesome. That is subject to be reborn in next life or new existence. Because of the final stage of spiritual attainment is arahant. No need to go. Like yesterday, like going out, even as the lamp burns out. no more raga, tana, samudaya sajja, no more, as a cause of suffering. All of them are cessation, totally cessation, uprooted or eradicated by the Magga Sajja. It's very important. So we should have a formal meditation practice day by day in our present day life. No need to rush. And energy, you should notice that energy, on the way to practice, energy should have balance. Should have balance. Sometimes the fluctuation of spirituality, spiritual power, like somebody said yesterday, on the way to practice, you can see the nature of the mind, the state of the mind that is subject to changes, fluctuation, according to making a balance, mentally balance. It's very important that you should make a balance of mental qualities. Another way to think of it, we can see it bojjhanga, sambojjan, sati. Sati is always, sati, mindfulness or awareness, must be with us always. It always needs to be present. But the other factors of enlightenment, like viriya and samadhi, must be balanced. And also Sutta and Panya. In the another suttas, significant suttas, maybe Sakadawaka Sanyutta, Bali, the Buddha explained that Sutta is your best friend, your second one as a best friend for you. Panya is your teacher. So making a balance, how to make a balance, Sutta and Panya. Comprehension the teacher and guidelines of protection, especially the way to practice. Mindfulness of breathing is just meditation, protecting you, taking breathing as the object. That is called anapanasati bhavana. So mindfulness of breathing, meditation. Mindfulness of breathing is just meditation that can keep you security all the time, wherever you go, wherever you are. By taking breathing as the object, right under the nose, touching point. This is your home base. And you should stay on it time and time again, in every single moment. Any kinds of posture, sitting posture or standing posture. Someday you can do it, not only sitting posture, but standing posture as much as you can, as much as possible. To just being in touch with your own wisdom. It is conducive to have awareness, awareness of sitting, standing, walking, or lying down. Eventually, you can notice that you can do it, any kinds of posture. You can stay with awareness. And you can stay still. Any kinds of situations with awareness. You can stay still with awareness. It's about being in touch with your own nature. With the fullness of each moment you are alive. So came to other mind which is secure. Here, secure. Who makes them secure? The way to practice the Noble Eightfold Path. No deniable. There's no skeptical doubt. Because their nature is always online. Their nature is always online, never outline, never offline. Arhat's mind is secure from the four bandages. In suttas, normally 3 bandages are mentioned by including Ditti Yoga into Bhava Yoga. Here, Sukhi Yodu, you should notice that. It's very important at this point. That's why the Buddha's teachings, whenever we learn about the Buddha's teachings, we should understand what is really implied as the analytical point, analytical state, analytical state of what we are learning about, what we are learning, what we are studying, or what we are talking on. Here, actually, according to Panyadi, or enumeration, according to enumeration, there are four kinds of bandages. 4 kinds of bandage. But what we should take, what should be taken as the analytical point, the analytical state of teachings. We just need to take 3 elements. Here, Ditti Yoga and Bhava Yoga. Yoga means bandage. Ditti means round view. Yeah, Ditti, round view. So, Bhava Yoga, it's attachment to existence, or the thirst, pursuit of existence. So Kama Yoga, bandage of sensual pleasures. Bhava Yoga, bandage of existence. Ditti Yoga, bandage of wrong view. You can see that. And Avijja Yoga, bandage of ignorance. That ignorance is the state of distorting working of ignorance. The distorting working of. In every single whatever we see, because of ignorance, so when we have no right understanding, samadhi, right view, wisdom, or clear comprehension about what we are seeing and what we are knowing, that makes a problem. That makes us a problem. Well, this is a man, this is a woman, this is being, this is creatures, this is a deity, something like that. That conventional reality is samuti saja, or concept, which is mentally constructed. The mental constructions make us confusion, complicated, and also make us clinging as a superstition. That superstition is a big problem. Wherever we go all around the world, in any community, in any society, because of ignorance, the distorting working of ignorance, wrongly identified with them, subject to being wrongly identified as me or mine, man or woman. It's a mental darkness. Make us shout in the mind. It makes the mind. These three are called blossoms because they bring the state foremost in the world, namely the aggregates of one beyond training, samatha, 10 factors of righteousness. And because they bring the state of being worthy of gifts and so on. Any question? Okay, we can move on. Conclusion stanza. Eda dizani katawana. This is as a adverb. Kriya visesna. Sabada mabrajida. This is a resultant from the practice of mindfulness meditation, mindfulness of breathing, or life science blessings, which is called mangala, auspiciousness. So just resultant or consequence, the outcome of the way to practice. Which brings about the threefold training, the training in higher moral purity, the training in higher concentration, the training in higher wisdom. Altogether, like intertwining a electric cable. Electric power, electric capacities, electric power taking place. So the energy of wisdom taking place altogether. Sabbata maprajita. Means wherever you go, wherever you are, you have no more danger. Always freedom, the state of freedom from more attachments, from more dangers, from more sufferings, from more mental defilements, from more the adverse state of mind, or from more adversaries. Sabata mabrajida sabata sutte gacchandi. Dante samangala mudamanti. Mudama. Having completed these things and defeated everywhere. Everywhere they go in safety. Or in chanting book translations, you can see that having fulfilled such things as these, beings are invincible everywhere and again happiness everywhere. That is life's highest blessing for them. Who usually take the way to blessings, which number 38, that are the cause of happiness. So undefeated everywhere. This is the definition of each point. The four antagonists, the maras, in Pali maras, antagonists, or opposites, opposite, or the evil one. The maras, the evil one, as a single word, as a single term. The maras, the evil one, or antagonist. The maras of the agrakas. Our body is made by the five agrakas. The agrakas of the five agrakas of physicality and mentality. Living things on non-living things, inanimate things. But inanimate things is just rupakanda. It's a garden board, materiality, physicality, physical aggregates, not mental aggregates. That's why when you really want to know Abhidhamma, you should know physical, the TN, we say Mahabuddha, Buddha, the four great essentials, the four kinds of elements, like chemistry, Tadubeda, yeah. That is the Paramata Satya. In our bodies, in every single moment taking place. Well, what are taking place? What is taking place? What is taking place is just materiality and mentality, which is called the five kakas given by the Buddha. In Bali, Kanda, Pancha Kanda. This is what we are. So what we are is a set of five kakas. So who make us? Big problem. Avijja, then mental defilements. So long as we have avijja, tanha, ignorance, craving, the thirst. We wrongly identify with that, with them, or materiality and mentalities, as me or mine. The big problem. That's why the way to deal with it is the way to practice, known as the Noble Eightfold Path. That's what we should do in our present day life. So the way to practice it should be taken, should be done. That is our responsibilities. Without having formal meditation practice, it's not easy to get rid of dangers or perils. We cannot gain our own liberation without Makasacca. Without having Makasacca, without having Samadhi, without having the right view, right understanding, so right action, right speech. This is the Buddhist way, it's a universal ways. Universal message, how to deal with our daily problems, about ourselves, about our lives, existence. So long as we have the practice of meditations, mindfulness of breathing, that practice can give us guidelines where to go, how to do, how to keep going on as a direction and qualities of our own life. That's why the first of Buddha's teaching, or the first sermon about the Buddha's teachings, Dhammacakkappavattana, especially mention as this point, the way to practice the Noble Eightfold Path, the Majjhima Patipata, which is called middle way. Without taking the way to two extremes, Attagila Yoga and Attagila Yoga. And what is another one? Kama Sukhalika Yoga, the pursuit of sensual pleasures. That should be avoided. That is a two extremes way. Think about this. Whenever we learn about some deity right view and right understanding, or the Noble Eightfold Path, we never find something to blame, something to condemn, or something to fight. How nice. You can see that the way to practice is service. Is service. Is serve. What purifies. All the way to practice, all the way to gain our own liberation, one's own liberation. Nothing to blame, nothing to condemn, nothing to fight each other. The same community or different community. Nothing to blame, nothing to condemn. Nothing to be violent. Here the four in Bali, Sabbata Maparajita. This is mentioned by commentator. What does it mean, Sabbata Maparajita? Beings are invincible everywhere. Invincible everywhere. What does it mean? Actually, there are 5 kinds of maras. Here already explained the 4 maras. The maras of Akrakas, Kanda Mara in Bali. The maras of defilements, Kilesa Mara. That usually make us problem. Kilesa Mara. And volitional activities, Abhisankara Mara, which is called Cetana. Cetana, actually not only Cetana, Cetasika, but a constellation of mental factors, its components, concomitants, that work in unison according to the process of consciousness. Citta Viti in Patana Neya Anandara Pachayo or Samanandara Pachayo. So volitional activities intentionally happens by means of falling prey to one's own likes and dislikes. Volitional activities, Abhisankara Maras. And a Mara, the young Deva, who lives in / world / realm. How many? 4. Actually, the 5 kinds of Mara. Here, explain the 4. Because the other one is, the last one is Machu Mara, the death. Maras or death. Because of Arahanta, he stays alive, even though he has already washed away all the mental defilements. So his body stays alive. That's why he has already 1 Mara, so Machu Mara. His death is unavoidable. So his Mara, his body is Panchakanda. His Panchakanda. No more Upadana. No more Upadana. But Panchakanda. Original energy, original aggregation of material energy and spiritual energies. That is called Kanda, Panchakanda. That has nothing to do with anyone. Not men, not women. That has nothing to do with the men or women and other almighty power or beings or creatures. Just energy of materiality and mentality or material element of phenomena. That's why before passing away, he has already got rid of Maras, the 4 kinds of Maras, the 4 antagonists, the Maras of the aggregates. Kandaman means here, Upadana Kandas. A set of 5 gagas, material forms, Rupakanda, feelings, Vedanakanda, perceptions, Sanyakanda, A mental formations, sankhara khanda, and a vijnana khanda, consciousness, all connected with clinging, grasping, because of wrongly identifying with it as me or mine. But for those who have, for the arahant, or for those who have washed away all the mental defilements, they have no more clinging or grasping. They have already washed away all kinds of mental defilements. That's why they have no more upadana khanda, but pancha khanda as remaining naturally happens, naturally remains a pancha khanda. So as an energy, aggregation of material and spiritual energy, or the energy of material and spiritual mental phenomena. That's it. That's why aggregates. The maras or aggregates khanda mara. That is subject to oration or changing. Changing. Mm-hmm. Hmm?
Is Mara is something an external form.
Yeah, that's a good point. External point is here is the one point. Mara, the young deva. You can see that. The young deva, that is external form. Yeah. Not only external form here, the Mara, yeah. Mara, the young and deva, both sides. Somewhere, some of the noble ones usually say that inside atta, atma, or rule. That is a kind of mara, kilesa maras. So inside, that is a absent, absent now, absent now. We cannot touch it. Absent now. Your question is what form, right? The outside, yeah. The outside form is here. Mara, the young deva. The- yeah.
Beings, like on the highest they are Brahmas and the Devas, right? So this Mara is one kind of a form.
Yeah. One kind of form is here. Mentally, you means physical form, right? So external form. External form is here deva. Young deva is the external form. They usually disturb, especially for those who really practice for their own liberation. Not only one person, but also everyone, mostly everyone. That is external form, Mara.
External form. So how is it connected with myself? Like if I am doing something bad or something good, so what difference does it make to me? Or how is it related to my life?
It actually usually happens on the way to practice high level. High level, you can face up this point. So outside or inside enemies, visible or invisible enemies. Invisible enemies is the beings, the other world, rather than human world, including ghosts, something like that. Ghost is the other realm, right? The lower realm, yeah. That's the invisible one. That's why you can you can face up any enemies. enemies, also any kinds of disturbances.
Just want to understand this. If there are external beings, for example, when we say something um, like the Buddha gives a lot of examples. When this person is rich, this person is rich today because in the past he had done so many kusala karma. In this life, some person is pauper because he never gave a dana, right? So, for example, if I'm sick or I'm being impacted by some kind of beta, if I'm impacted by beta, it is the intention of the beta to harm me, or is it my karma to be impacted by the beta?
Yeah, that's good point. That's good point. Originally, you give me two sides, internal and external. Especially, you should understand inside. But outside is connected with because of your inclination to it. Your inclination to it. Because you connecting or associating with them. Associating with outside invisible one, right? Invisible one. But firstly, you should understand the insight is the most important point to have clear comprehension of it. Actually, kilesa karma, you means karma. Karma means kilesa karma. There is kilesa, there is karma. You understand? There is kilesa, there is karma. Yesterday, you know, Hidu Pachayo, Loba, Dosa, Moha, that unwholesome qualities. And also the other side, Aloba, Adosa. So both of them are happening with avijja. That's why Arahanta, only Arahantas, always eradicated, uprooted. No more kilesa, no more karma, kusala karma or akusala karma, no more. That's why Sukadan, Sitang, Kusalang, Jaham.
Revival began by the person of Dr. Ambedkar. He raised and moved the people to follow Buddha. But doing so, he destroyed the beliefs of the Hinduism. And the Hinduisms believed in the gods. That's the basic root of it. But because of this beliefs on the gods, they also made lots of blind beliefs. And to take out of them, Ambedkar destroyed a lot of all of them. He denied Hinduism, not to follow Hinduism, no religions, no festivals, no praising any gods. So most of Buddhists, if in terms we talk like this, will not believe this, including me before some years, because we were raised not to believe in the gods. So in the same way, we deny the existence of Vedas or invisible things. And believing so, we also believe, yes, if they do not exist, they cannot impact us. Right? Yet, I have seen some people, they say, then the person has been impacted by Veda and that's why he's behaving weird, right? So we believe, oh, it's not the Veda, it's something wrong with his mind, his own mind.
What you mean is, I understand. You should make it categories. So the way to believe it is different beliefs, different understanding about the God or invisible ones, invisible things, invisible beings. The Buddhist way is we totally denied the God as a creator or a savior. But as a being, we believe in as a being, the Brahma.
Do they intend, these things, do they intend to harm us? Or we are impacted because of our karmas with them?
Because of karma. Because of karma. That's why it cannot be the same one to another. Experience of practicing, their experience on the way to practice. Some people are usually face up some disturbance. Some people are a little bit some disturbance about the other beings, external side. Especially maybe you can face out when you gain jhana samadhi level. At that time, they want to contact you. And also, past life karma, you have a lot of relationship, relatives, or parents, or father or mother, previous lives. Maybe some of them are being reborn in /rams or the invisible one, rather than human world. They can contact you. And so, regarding this point, many yogis, they have faced up, they experience a lot to be contacted with their previous lives relatives as a being, angels or deities, or like a ghost. Like a ghost means here vimana. Vimana means they are also reborn in lower direction, apaya bhumi, but they have big prosperity. Yeah.
Enjoy something, but they are also suffering at the same time.
Yeah. That's why they want to contact you. Some give some of giving guidelines. What should you do? What should you do? Like a Hinduism, also the same, and also that is mundane levels, mundane realm, Lokiya, and a Hindu, and a Buddhist, and non-Buddhist Christian, especially Africa. But the same way, actually the way to contact, associated with, the way to associate with the external spirit, the invisible ones.
Those I received from somewhere. I used to see it in India a lot, especially the Hindus. I'm not condemning any religion, but I've seen it majority in Hinduism also. They have a lot of babas, like, yogis.
Yeah.
We call them
Mm.
a lot of, they fool a lot of people. But this is also in Christianity. Also, I have seen in Thailand, monks are performing some actions to people to take out the spirit from their body, right? So, if some person is being impacted by a spirit,
Yeah, that's a good point. But regarding this point, what you mean is the Buddha explained in the Vinaya. Some spirits are sometimes they want to eat the meat. That's why they make like a mental paralyzed. Mental paralyzed. Some monk, right? Some monk mental paralyzed. That what happened? What happened? The Buddha said that what happened? What happened? So he reveal. He speak out. I'm an ogre. Yaka ogre. I'm an ogre. What for? Why you are doing? Why you are doing like this? Because I want to eat meat. Okay. Don't do it again, okay? We can give you the meat this time. Okay? If you get the meat, you don't disturb. You should disturb it anymore. Go away from here. That I okay, sir. This time only, because I'm hungry. And then they make, and also Hindu, right? Hindu and in Thailand, many give for spirit. In the Vinaya, the Buddha explained. But the other side is the Buddhist monks on the way to practice, no need to do it. That particularly, right? They particularly do it. What you mean, I understand. That's not the way. That's not sama ajiwa, livelihood. That's not the way to livelihood. We know, as a Buddhist monk, we no need to do it. I usually give how to deal with to be connected by the spirit as a cemetery, something like that, right? Cemetery, we are sent to some corpse, so that body, right? At that time, spirits come along with that, or people. My experience, a lot of experience about that in America. But the way to deal with it is, the best way to deal with this only one point. You got it. You already know it. Patana, nati pajayo. You know, right? Nati pajayo. Think about it. That's the way to. That way to deal with it is without anger, with a loving kindness. Just nati pajayo. Please.
He's unaware of that.
Uh-huh.
And how can the other person help him? If someone is impacted by the spirit, maybe he's unaware to deal with it and he doesn't know he's impacted. He's just behaving because it's a complete control of the spirit. Then how the other person can help him?
Actually, regarding this, why the most vulnerable powers are already explained, right? Anyway, we just keep going on the way to practice because they cannot exactly know. They cannot exactly know, so how to recommend by them. So they want to give you, but actually attachment. They have attachment. That's why they want to be familiar with you. They want to be familiar with you because you are doing good. You are going to practice, right? You are keeping the practice of meditation. They notice that they can see that. They feel that. They want to be with you. What you are doing good. At some are intention disturbance. Some are their gratitude is good, just to be attachment, just to be with you on the way to practice. Oh, Jen. Oh, Venerable Sumeda, keep going. I know what you're doing. That's why I appreciate that. Something like that. Some are not like that. Some are just a blah, 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 saying blah, 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 just disturbance. So different inclination, different intention, different their attitude. Their attitude. Visible one. But we cannot avoid it. We cannot avoid it. Physically, as I told you, physically. But mentally avoid it, you can say, no, don't disturb me. Because I'm not yet done. My job is not yet done. You can come to me, if I'm done. If I have to do meditation, you can come. And you can come along with me. You can say that. But in the duration of practice, please do not come to me. Please do not disturb about my job, my way. You can say that. Because you can, at that time, you have samadhi high level, especially jhana levels. They will come to you to associate each other, Some are not right attitude. Some are good. Some are not good. So many different their attitude. That's good point. Mahasamaya Sutta. Takes about 20 minutes regularly. Not so fast, not too fast, not too slow. Just regularly chanting. Okay? Like we are chanting Mangala Sutta. So normally, right? No fast, no slow. It's about 20 minutes. Mahasamaya Sutta. Samane. Mahasamaya Sutta, you should chant it. The good deities, wherever you go, they can always protect you, take care of you, to gain your destination. Until you gain destination, they can protect you. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, yeah. In English, chanting book, the new edition, the last page, you can see it. Mahasamaya Sutta. Yeah. The meeting of deities. Yeah, that's a good point. That's the way to deal with, right? The way to deal with it. Maybe some are already, Mahasamaya Sutta. Yeah, got it. Maybe in new editions, in the chanting book, Pao Doya chanting book, in English, not Burmese. Burmese not yet. Burmese version not yet. English version already. Mahasamaya Sutta. They cannot disturb. The bad spirit cannot disturb you. But the good spirit, the good deities can protect you always. Mm-hmm. You got it? Keep going. You sure? Especially, they like it at night or early morning. They like it, right? But anytime, it doesn't matter. But specifically, much better early morning. Because it takes about 20 minutes. And you should keep sharing, okay, what you have done. What you have them merit.
How their external form is what? How do they look like?
Sorry?
How you will find it online?
Oh, yeah.
How do you
Maha M-A H-A S-A-M-A Y-A. Yeah. Sutta. S-U-T-T-A. Mahasamya Sutta. Yeah, PDF, you can get it. In online. Got it. But actually, the first realm is connected with us, close to us. The deities close to us. Chatu Maharaja. In America, many. I have experienced a lot in America because of accidents. They passed away by accidents. That's why the Buddha said that to learn about Attanadiya Sutta, especially for that. Especially for that spirit. Yeah, Attanadiya Sutta. You can see that here, chanting book. Chanting book. Chanting book. No. Introduction, page number 3. Page number 3. Introduction. See? Monks. You see? Monks. Learn the Attanadiya protection. Study the Attanadiya protection. Protection means Brita. Attanadiya Brita. Holding your hearts. Keeping your hearts. The Attanadiya protection, monks, beneficial, is the Attanadiya protection for security, protection, freedom from harm, and living in ease for monks, nuns, bhikkhunis, and male and female lay followers. With these words, the Buddha exhausted his monks to learn the Attanadiya protection for their protection, and thus began the tradition of chanting the suttas, discourses, for protection and good results. Two sides. Not only protection, warding off dangers, but also getting good results. The sutta chanted for protection, etc., is also known as Brita in Bali, which means the sutta that protects those who chant and who listen to it against dangers, calamities, etc. From all around, through the ages of other suttas were added to the list of suttas for chanting. Thus, we find in Milinda Panya and the commentaries by the Venerable Buddhaghosa. The following 9 suttas are mentioned as Britas, Ratana Suttas, Metta Suttas, Khanda Suttas, Mora Suttas, and the Jaka Suttas, Attanadiya Sutta. Angulimala Sutta, Bojjhanga Suttas, and Isikili Sutta. The collection presented here includes the first 8 suttas And in addition, Mangala Sutta, Vata Suttas, and Pavana Suttas, that's comprising altogether 11 suttas. So with a further addition of introductory verses at the beginning of each sutta, there are the 11 suttas chanted every day in every monastery, in nunnery, and in some houses of lay people in all Theravada Buddhist countries. This collection is known in Myanmar as the Great Breakdowns, not because the suttas in this collection are long ones, but probably because they have great power, a kind of energy. If chanted, page number 3, yeah. If chanted and listened to in a correct way, and cure the ward of dangers and bring in results. You got it, right? And then we come specifically, it so does. Adana is page number 32. Page number 32. Yeah, the starting point of stanzas is the makes sense. It makes sense. The starting point of page number 32. Yeah, including translation already. Yeah, also chanting. Huh? Chanting English. You can do any way. So, or either one, or yeah, you got it. You can do either one or both of them with translation. But remember, you should understand the meaning of what you are saying, what you are chanting. That's why you should learn about firstly what does it mean, right? You can go back to the page number 3, the bottom line, the bottom of paragraph, the bold letters, with the bold letters, chanting of and listening to the suttas. Since these prayers are meant for protection and other good results, it is important that they are chanted and listened to in a correct way. There are some conditions to be fulfilled by both the chanters and listeners so as to get the full benefits of the prayer. In fact, there are 3 conditions for chanters to fulfill and another 3 for the listeners. Here, it's already give us some conditions to be fulfilled. So the 3 conditions for the chanters are: they must have learned and chant the suttas correctly and fully without any omission. It's very important, right? It's very important. You should carefully chant it. Whenever you chant it, you should carefully chant it without any omission. And they must understand the meaning of the suttas being chanted. This point was also very important. So mostly, especially Buddhist people, right? They don't understand, right, the chanting, right, including the monks. Because of Pali language, actually, we can gain, we can do it. We should have systematically learn about it. But firstly, how to understand, how to translate in Pali's the chantings that we are saying, that we are learning. That's why Pali language, Sukhi Hodu, like you said, is very important to understand. That's why I usually give the course, Pali course, only a month, 1 month. For sub-study, after a month, you can do sub-study. You can keep going on sub-study. That's it. Oh, not really. It's so much so little time. So I have already planned it. The other temples, Angodara Nikaya, Vinaya Mahawaka, Brida Dika, including this Brida. Brida Dika, and Katha Sanlapa, dialect, Pali dialectical way, Pali composition, including Sanskrit. Sanskrit is not, if the Buddhist man familiar with the Pali language, and the second one is Sanskrit. We cannot skip Sanskrit because they are sister languages, Indian language. It's very important. Yeah, that's the first point. Yeah, first point. Oh, that Sanskrit is not second point. That's second point. Yeah, first point Pali. That's why Mahayana and Theravada was different. I usually say that, oh, we are the same basic came, but different schools. Northern school and southern school. That's it. Northern schools they usually use Sanskrit word, and southern schools the Pali word. They are sister languages, Indian language, and also Indo-European language. How nice. The Pitka means the word Pitka, Tripitaka. Pitka, the word Pitka means, especially the subject, the treatise or discourse that should be learned, that should be studied by bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, or lay people, Buddhist lay people. That's very important. Actually, the way to, just different the way to study is study your teaching. How to approach is study your teaching, that's it. But it's very important, we should learn about it to clear comprehension about Pali language. Yeah, it's very important. It's a nidodi bodhisambidas, the analytical points of phonological perspectives, Sutta beta. Any kinds of the sound, the voice. The arahant, they know where. The arahants, they know where. Not all of the arahants, but with the Patisambhita markas. According to their paramis, their professions. So very interesting here. In detail, we need to take time, right? We need to take time in detail. Yeah, I really appreciate that you're really interested in learning about Pali or Tripitaka. I really appreciate that. I noticed that anyone, they're so curious, right? So curious, especially in this country, and also Vietnamese. So pious. Vietnamese, they like taking the way to purity. Vietnam lay people, and taken around the world. America has a lot of Vietnamese, Buddhist people, a lot of beneficial. Subudi, he now calling, no, I have no time. Right? Oh, Bande, come. We cannot make an international temple, Buddhist temple. Because the group is Burmese groups. together Vietnamese groups, Burmese groups, Thai groups, implorer. Pandey, please join us. Oh my goodness, so much to do, so little time, eh? So booty, eh? I have many plans to share and also now the city where I live in now, so international school, preschool, international university, college already. Most, yeah, yeah. Not only months. That they usually come to me. I usually give Dhamma talks, giving guidelines for practice every month. Mostly American and European, around about 100 persons. Think about this. People are so precious. You know, I usually say that. I love it. I love people anywhere. Buddhist or non-Buddhist or non-religions, it doesn't matter. People, just people. I just see people. People are precious. How nice. Yeah. You can take a break, 10 minutes. All right. It's because related to this, so there's many things to, yeah, according to schedule, yeah. Okay, we're gonna restart. Restart. All right.
Loud, or if you want to chant to themselves.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. Softly or loudly, it doesn't matter. But loudly is not okay. The environment should make you complain. Yeah, yourself, yeah. But you should carefully, nicely, right? Clearly, right? Nicely means clearly chant it. You can you know you when you have formal regular chanting, you can be familiar with it. That is a memorize. No need to deliberately memorize. No need to, but to make clear, to make sure that what you are saying is what kind of saying, what's the meaning of it. You are saying, you are chanting. That's very important. It's a kind of language, the ancient language. They're just chanting. You're looking at. It's just reading, as reading, right? Reading way, right? Yeah, you got it. You got it. But then later you can know. Eventually you can see that by yourself. Oh, this is familiar with this because habitual ability, habituality, regular, regular chanting. You can familiar with it. Or somebody's when somebody's chanted, you can hear that, or you understand already right away. Oh, this familiar with me, like that. That's a memorize is the same, so. But different memorize. There are different ways to memorize. That's why clear comprehension of what you are saying, what you are chanting is very important. Without understanding the meaning of it, so you are chanting, not beneficial. Not beneficial. Just chanting, that's just the sound, making a sound, just making a voice. All right. Samara saw aggregates define as volitional activities and Amara the young Deva cannot defeat here, cannot defeat them because of our hand. Anywhere, as they are able to overcome these adversaries on their own, in fact, they defeat these four Maras themselves. This is in Bali, Sapata Maprajita. Sapata means everywhere. Maprajita means invincible, undefeated by the four kinds of maras, the four antagonists. Everywhere they go in safely, Sabata Sutin Gachanti. That guarantee, how nice. It guarantees all what you're doing, what you're learning, what you're studying. Universal message. After following these blessings and being unbeatable by the four matters, they can move around safely in the present and next world, here and after here. Whether they are standing, here you can see that, standing, walking, or engaged in other activities. Yeah, any kinds of posture, you can do it. Or lying down, it's okay. It doesn't matter. But remember, it should be nicely chanted or clearly, without any omission. They are able to do so. Because they are not affected by the influxes, distress, or fevers that might arise from associating with foolish people or other negative influences. They move without any danger or calamities and are completely secure. You see that? I usually say that. That's the way to guarantee already. And fearless. This is their highest blossom, life's highest blossom. By uttering the final line of the verse, the blossom one concludes his teaching by instructing the young Deva to understand that those who practice the 38 blossoms, starting with the avoidance or association with fools, Sukhi Ordu, huh? How much beneficial, the starting point, huh? Of blossoms. Inside, not only not outside, inside, especially inside, are able to move about safely wherever they go. Furthermore, by undertaking these blossoms, they can attain the ultimate finest and most superior blossoms available. At the end of the teaching, I love this word. You can see that in the Tripitaka Desana Priyosane. How nice, Rosatian, huh? Good result. From listening to from the Dhamma's universal message, from knowing, realizing the Dhamma. At the end of the teachings concluded by the Blessed One in such a way, 100,000 kotis of deities. Here, 100,000 means kotis means millions. So millions we can nowadays 33 into 100 millions. So 330 millions. Oh my goodness! So the 330 millions of deities, they gain their spiritual attainments as the noble ones. Huh? How nice! High spiritual qualities. I usually say that just shift intention. Just shift intentions. But learn by practicing, different. Learn by practicing. So by means of using the 5 steps of contemplation, Sukhi Ordu, that is criteria, kind of criteria. How nice. As somebody, when somebody asks you, oh, please, sir, please show me the way. Please show me the way to practice, or give me guidelines on how to do it, how to gain that point, something like that. Oh, you should take the way to the 5 steps of contemplation, right? That's very important. What's the criteria? So systematically, technically, practically, so, scientifically, canonically, attained 100,000 qualities or deities, or 330 millions of deities attained arahantship. Arahantship. Oh my goodness. They gain their own liberations, their own final liberations, respectively. How nice. Universal message. Any person, anywhere, anytime. While the number of those who attain the truth of stream entry, this is the stages of the enlightenment. Stream entry, once returner and non-returner. Was incalculable. Wow. All our stages of enlightenment, so they gain their own, they gain respectively. On the next day, the Blessed One addressed the era Anandas. By the last night, Ananda, a certain deity approached me. And I asked a question about blessings. I spoke to him about 38 blessings. Learn this exposition on blessings, Ananda. And I haven't learned it. Teach it to the bhikkhus. The elder learned it and taught it to the bhikkhus. It has come down right to the present day through the succession of teachers, and thereby in this spiritual life has become successful, abundant, widespread, popular, prevalent, and were revealed among devas, deities, and human beings. So, it should be understood. Here, Sukhiyodu, summary, we can now go. Summary of all blessings, about 38 blessings. These beings desiring happiness in this present world and the next world, and a world transcending bliss, Lokottara Sukha, or Vimukti Sukha. Transcending bliss being by not associating with foolish people. Sukhiyodu, you can see that. How nice. How is it important to have the initial point of blessings, not to associate with fools? How nice. Being by not associating with foolish people, relying upon the wise, and venerating those worthy of veneration. This is the first explaining by the first stanza. Explanation of the first stanza. By residing in a suitable place and having done merit in the past, being motivated to engage in the wholesome, as an individual right nowadays, the same. They direct themselves rightly. They adorn themselves with much learning, a craft and discipline, and speak well-spoken words that accord with their discipline, moral purity. As long as they remain in the lay life, they clear up their past debts by attending upon mother and father, or discharge their new debt by maintaining wife and children, and acquire affluence through an honest occupation. By giving, they make proper use of wealth, and by righteous conduct, they make proper use of life. By assisting their relatives, they promote the well-being of their own people, and by blameless deeds, they promote the well-being of other people. By abstaining from evil, they avoid harming others, and by refraining from intoxicating drinks, they avoid harming themselves. By heedfulness and good qualities, they increase their stock of wholesome, and because their stock of the wholesome has increased, they discard the markings of a layperson, take up the monastic life, and with a reverence and in humility fulfill their duties toward the Buddhas, his disciples, their preceptor, teacher, and others. By contentment, they abandon greed for the requisites. By gratitude, they stand on the plane of good people. By listening to the Dhamma, they abandon mental sluggishness. By patience, they overcome all obstacles. By being amenable to advice, they protect themselves. By the seeing of ascetics, they cease application to practice. And by discussion of the Dhamma, they dispel publicity about things that cause publicity, confusion, or complication. By the austerity of sense restraint, they purify good behavior. By the spiritual life consisting in the duty of an ascetic, they purify the mind and accomplish the four purifications. Following it, and by this practice, they purify knowledge and in vision, represented by seeing all the noble truths. Thereby, they realize Nibbana, which is here a designation for the fruits of arahantship, the final stage of one's own liberation. When they have realized this, their minds are unshaken by the 8 worldly conditions, just as a mount, Sineru, is unshaken by blasts of wind. And they are sorrowless, death-free, and secure. Those who are secure are everywhere, undefeated by anyone, and they go safely everywhere. Hence, the Blessed One said, those who have done these things are victorious everywhere. Everywhere they go safely. This is the highest blessing. This is life's highest blessings for that person, for that people. Already done. Time's up. Idame bonyam adavakayam waha hodu idame bonyam nibbanasa pachayo hodu mama bonya bagam sabbasadanam bhajimi desabe mesama punya bagam labandu. Oh happy ones, and all beings rejoice at the merit done by us, and say sadhu 3 times along with us. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much for your given time. What about tomorrow? You want to come? Tomorrow you want to come this class? Huh?